Hello, this is Bridget Brown with Divine Essentials. Okay, guys, so I know I've been kind of like MIA, right? And I just laughed when I looked down because I have my papers here from the A.L.H light healing stuff, and it was like getting out of the way is the next thing I'm supposed to do for you guys, and I just thought it was funny because I'm like I definitely got out of the way. And some of you guys know, many of you know that like I had some issues with a person from the past coming back and being very like crazy, and when that person came in, everything stopped. You know, like Lyme disease came in, that person came in, just chaos like pursued, and I was like not able to do what I'm like had been doing all along. And I know some of it was like there's good reasons and then there's bad reasons, and like there's always this silver lining around stuff, but I didn't want to just like come pops on like, put some video up here and not say something to you guys first because it's been a while and I've just been struggling like with putting myself on camera, putting myself out there. Also, many of you do follow my other channel or have found me through the other channel. If you're Twin Flame Land, basically that person coming in and doing what they did to me was like eye-opening in the fact of like I don't want to be helping people to be obsessed to that level. I don't want to help anybody to be a stalker. I don't want to help anybody that's like not right in the mind to stay that way. I'm a healer. I'm a person that's here to help people. That's what I want to do. That's what I like set out to do. I've never set out to be like, hey, let me support you becoming very unhealthy in your mind or unhealthy in the way that you feel, by like bringing you these readings that you're fitting into the wrong person or fitting to the wrong circumstances, which is not my fault. I can't do anything about that. If people want to listen to a message and make it fit. But what I can do is make sure that I'm not putting out there things that are like easily manipulated or just gonna be people pleasing, because that's another part of the thing, is that I'm a people pleaser. The whole reason the Divine Essentials channel exists is because I let that other channel be taken over to that extent where it's only become Twin Flames. Pick a card, pick a card, pick a card for days after days after days after days. And it's not really what I had envisioned for the channel. It's not really what I wanted to do, because I like to do healing. I like to do the meditations. I like to do different things, and I like to help people in different ways. That's why in the beginning of my work, it was like I would do an event for this, and I would teach a class for that, and I would have a night for something that was like, hands-on healing, or a night for trance channeling. In the channel, the Bridget Rao channel started off that way, where it was like one day it was a meditation, one day it was a this, one day it was a reading, one time it was a twin flame. And the twin flame thing has always been there for me, because I knew way back in 2011 when I heard the first thing about twin flame who mine was, and I was just like, oh, okay, click. Like I knew and I accepted it, and I wasn't weird about it. I just like knew it and was like okay with it. Like I don't know. It was like just a thing. It was like, okay, I know this, and I knew that at some point, like I would see them again, and that things would, that we weren't over. But it wasn't until like I was able to get away from my past relationship that I was like a little like, all right, here I go. Like I'm gonna go jump in, and I did get crazy. I did get like chaser, and that's what I think also, because I'm a manifester. Like I manifest shit quickly, and I think that's why the channel did what it did and got so crazy and got so big and got so whatever, because it was also me. Yes, I was people pleasing, but I was also like in it with them, you know what I mean? I was like there in that desperation place. And as I healed and as I grew and as I did the work on this channel and I did work on myself, I was starting to see how unhealthy it was. And then having that other person from the past come in and just like try to fit themselves into that spot of being the person that inspired me doing the readings, or like occasionally when I mentioned my own person, like trying to be that person was like, oh my god. And I don't want anybody else out there to have to suffer you don't understand how horrible it is to know that somebody's looking at everything you're doing and like thinking whatever they're thinking and twisting in it and manipulating it. And they didn't stop doing it. They went to jail and they continued to do it. but it's hard for me to be like blah blah blah, like let everybody know what's going on, because you're not supposed to give them attention, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. So you sit there in silence and you suffer and you're like scared and you're like upset and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know if I should say this or not say this. It's like, and then finally I just got to the point where I was like, I don't care, I don't fucking care anymore. They can think whatever they want to think, they can do whatever they want to do out there, as long as they're not near me, touching me, coming near me. I can't do anything about it. But I will continue to report them to the cops, and I'll continue to send them back to jail if they're going to continue to be stupid. But basically, I can't let it stand between me and my work. Yes, I've been kind of down from my Lyme disease, but I think that was 10 times compounded, made it worse by having to deal with them. Because I've noticed, like, there's days that, like, I can get up and push myself through and get things done, but when I'm stressed out or I'm, depressed or, like, not feeling great because of other things that are going on, it just gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and it's like I just want to sleep, or I just don't have the energy to do. It's hard to show up every day and be like, hey guys, what's up? And I've been doing that for a couple of years, and I'm not somebody that's easily fake. I can't fake it the way other people can. So if I'm not great, you're not going to see a whole bunch of stuff coming out of me. And I won't do that because it's not in my integrity. I can't sit here and pretend to be like, channeling beautiful healing energy to other people if I'm not feeling good inside. So I needed to take that break. I needed to just like get right in my mind. I've been reaching out, trying to get help from other people. I had an issue with that where it was like everywhere I turned to get help was like a dead end. I found another person who had Lyme disease that healed themselves from it supposedly. And her whole thing was about feeling and releasing through healing and all of that. And I did like the first module of her stuff, and I had like a weird reaction one night, but I don't even think it was like connected to that. I never said it was connected to that. I just mentioned what happened to me that night because it was scary and it was overwhelming and it was crazy, it was big, and it was connected to feeling. I felt like I was having a heart attack. So many of you guys know like the rib pain thing that I was always having. Well, that like moved to the front one night and I couldn't breathe, and I put my hand on my heart at one point and it like jumped, and I was like, oh. And I looked up my symptoms, and there was a couple of different things that it could possibly be or whatever. And she had Lyme for 4 years, like to the point she couldn't walk. She moved in home with her parents. Like she suffered badly. She went to these people who do what she's now saying she's doing. Like I went through this, so this is what helped me to heal. She had a big release, and after that big release, she progressively got better. So now she wants to help other people do the same. Well, when I told her in the group that she had for the thing, she went and refunded me and told me, like, I think you need to focus on healing. I was like, that's what I'm here for. What are you talking about? This is your whole thing. It's about feeling and healing, and it's okay. And it's okay to feel your feelings. It's safe to feel your feelings. Nobody's going to judge you. Her big thing, too, was that when she needed to have that big release that she had, there was somebody there that was going to hold space for her no matter how long it took. They're like, I don't care if it takes 45 minutes or 2 hours, however long. We're going to stay here till you feel what you need to feel. And that's the day that she had like this huge screaming and crying, like all of that stuff. And supposedly that's how she got better. But for me to have like, basically what I just told you guys was like I had my pain that's usually back here moved to here. And at like 6 a.m. I took a hot shower because I didn't want to go to the hospital feeling how I felt. And I was like, ugh. So I took a hot shower, and then I finally started to release. And like within an hour, I was able to finally lay down without the pressure. And it hasn't happened since. Nothing's been, painful in that area since. My ribs still hurt when I wake up, but that's, back here. It's not heart related. I never said it was directly connected to her stuff. I never said anything negatively about it. I was just like, it was really kind of crazy. I was afraid to wake my dad up. It was in the middle of the night, and it was just like a very quick little boop boop. And that got me kicked out. But I had felt weird anyways the first day that she had started that group, and she put all the people in there, and she was like, tell us who you are, what you do, and what you hope to achieve from being in this group. And I did. And then I went back and I deleted it, like I edited it, and I was like, I don't want to say that much, like about myself or about where I'm from or, what I basically said, like, who I am, like I'm Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials, blah, 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 for the last decade I've been doing this, that, and the other thing, and I'm basically looking to heal what, is going on with me with Lyme disease. And she would have, in my mind been the person that might be able to help me. But I think what I really need is the people who helped her, because it seems that like those people would actually be the types that would hold space. Like she didn't even answer me when I emailed her back when she sent me that big huge blah 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 blah. I'm giving you this for free. Just you can't be part of the live thing. We don't want you at the live thing. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What did I do? Are you just embarrassed of me because I had a fucking heart situation for 5 minutes? Like, okay, lady. So yeah. And then another guy who's like miraculously healing people. I sent him a big thing, like an email format through his website. He asks you to send him like what's going on, and he never got back to me. So I'm like, all right. And even 3D stuff, I've been running into brick walls with that. So I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna heal myself, I guess. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm gonna keep going and doing what I do, and I'm not gonna let this shit with this person be the thing that blocks me from showing up. So I know I got out of the way a little too much there, but I'm not gonna get out of the way moving forward. So I do, like, I'm not the type that can just be like, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna finish this because I started it, and I always finish what I start. Maybe I didn't do it as fast as I had hoped to. I knew going out day one, I said, this is going to be something we take our time with. This is me practicing, like, getting this out there to other people. Majority of it is free, so it's not like I'm asking you guys for hundreds of dollars and then not showing up to give to you, you know what I mean? So I figured everybody would be okay with what's gone on. I know it's not necessarily like the best situation, but it's like you're paying as you're going, so if you're it's not like you're missing anything. I don't owe you anything, but I do feel like I owe it to myself at least to get on here and finish what I started. So there's only a little bit left of this stuff, but even in that there's a lot because I am crazy and I did a lot. So I want to get this done. I'm not gonna rush through it. I'm not gonna push myself to the point of like, I'm not gonna stress out about it. I'm not gonna let this person that's out there being crazy deter it. I keep getting stuff in the mail about that situation too, so it's like every time I set it aside, it's like the probation people send me something or something else happens, and it's like, so just tired of it. I just don't want to know about it anymore. Like, I'm the type of person that just wants to like put it away and never think of it again. And that's what I did with them 16 years ago. I never thought about them again. And for them to come back and be so freaking crazy was like, what the fuck? They have kids, they have a person, they have everything they need where they are. Like, leave me alone. I'm not interested in anything you've got. But yeah, that's one of the main things that led to the other thing with the Bridget Rao channel getting like halted, because no more just throwing these readings out there that people can manipulate and turn into stuff that's not maybe true. I know Twin Flame Land can be crazy for people because I've been through it, but it doesn't have to be that difficult. It doesn't have to be that bad. And I've seen with my own situation, like, what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes, like, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be the easiest relationship ever. Even when me and my person are talking or things are good with us, it's still awkward. It's still like, especially with the channel, because I know they know that the channel exists. I know they see what I do. Like, they are aware of it all. So that's more so like the big elephant in the room now. That's like, are we going to talk about this like huge monster that's here? Or are we just going to brush that under the rug? So I know it's not easy in any sense of the matter. And if you've got other things going on in your situation, like third parties or things like that, I was through that part, but I was fine during that part. When I was with somebody, they were with somebody, I was like, oh, we're two separate worlds right now. I didn't worry because I knew we would come together when we were meant to, and we did many times after that. So just know that if you've got somebody out there that's meant to be with you, get your shit together and get out of the situation that you're in. Because if you're in something that you're thinking about somebody else, you don't deserve to be there. Like, that's not where you want to be. Don't stay there. Don't let anybody keep you down. If you need help to get out of there, like, let me know, because I can put together a thing of like how I got myself out of my situation. And like, I can make like a little course or something people can go through to, like, if you're stuck in a narcissistic abusive relationship, we'll break out of it. If you're somebody that just doesn't know how to manifest, well, let's manifest. But I'm trying to get things together, because my big thing was like, I'm going to go do memberships, because then in memberships I can control who comes in and out of my stuff. But even in that, it's like people are easily like manipulating and putting themselves out there as somebody else. Like they just buy like throwaway crap, and you know what I mean. Like everybody's got like alter crap that they do. I've got so many people that follow me that I don't even know like how do you go through there? How do you go through there and just like know who to get rid of? You know what I mean? Sometimes they've got followers, sometimes they don't have followers, sometimes they have a picture, sometimes they don't have a picture. But there's people out there pretending to be another person for years, and they're not that person. So no matter what, we're not all 100% safe. So be careful what you put out there online, and be careful, how you're putting yourself out there, and be careful with what you're thinking about things. Like if you know in your heart of hearts that somebody isn't interested in you, let them go. Maybe they will come back when you do let them go, because that resistance will release. I've seen it happen with my own stuff. I've seen it happen in many different ways with my own stuff, not just with my person. Just the resistance that we can create to things happening for us by focusing on it, or freaking ourselves out so badly about things, is what causes that to be a problem. So we let it go. It's like we give it the room and the space that it needs to come into our lives to help us to change and to grow, to become better versions of ourselves, which is attractive, and it attracts good things to us much easier. Okay, guys, so I just wanted to let you know that I didn't disappear off the face of the earth completely. I do plan to be more active with this. I know I've said that before, but it's like every time I did, it was like that person came back and more stuff was like piled on me, and I'm like, ah! So I'm going to go slow. I'm going to get it out as I get it out, and we're going to see what happens, okay? So I don't know what else could happen. I've seemed to go along with this thing so perfectly for like, oh, this, we're going to bring up this stuff. Oh, you're going to move out of the way. Like, it's like almost like legitimately happening what's been going on in this. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I've definitely noticed it. Like being touched, like, with my power, my strength, my confidence, my relationships with self and others, like my basic needs and survival, like it's all been like, it's like, how far can we push you? So, and this is me speaking my truth too, which is what we're going to be doing in this level as well. So, yeah. Hopefully this helps clear up any confusion or anything like that. And again, I'm sorry that this has happened during all of this. Definitely didn't plan to get Lyme disease. I definitely didn't plan to have a freaking weirdo come back after so many years away. And I definitely didn't plan for, this to go so long. But what are you going to do? In Renee, namaste.